It is Sunday, June the 22nd, and yes, let's talk about these big stanky bombs and how the plot has thickened, darling. I need a checkup from the neck up. I'm batty. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking after reading all of it's been 24 hours. I was going to say 24 glorious hours, but let's not go there. And the plot has thickened, okay? We went from we're the big bad wolf and we got this to, hey, China, can you go talk to them and ask them not to close the strait? We wanted them to retaliate in a physical way so we could say, look, they're bad guys, but they were too smart for that bait. And now we're trying to pretend that the empty locations where we did minimal damage wasn't the real thing, and we're looking for other excuses and saying that they started it and they deserved it. But while we do that, can you go convince them not to punish us and not to retaliate in any way, please, unless it's physical, so we can. And meanwhile, Sir Stinky shat the bed with China. Don't forget. So now the guys that just spent the last few months bullying them, threatening them, tariffing them, okay, so that they hold their own cards. They have their own stockpiles of oil. They have their own new trade agreements now that cut us out. We have nothing. So we are asking for a solid because China supports Iran. They're an ally of over there, not ours on this. So we're going to this guy who has nothing to lose and is friends with them and has no skin in the game and going, can you please ask them to be kind? Okay, that was a bait attack. Didn't you see it? It was a bait attack. It wasn't real. They were just supposed to take the bait, but they were too smart. So please. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. But darling, they don't need to do anything physical. They can hit us in the economy, which is what they're going to do or what they could do or whatever. So while they're playing chess, while we're over here, and someone said, darling, that dice is too advanced for these people. They're playing Go Fish, all right? I'm with you. They're somewhere in a corner playing tic-tac-toe with the eraser, okay? Just, whoo! So yes, now every rabbit hole is now valid. I mean, are they... What are they doing? What are they doing? It went from the bots changed overnight. It went from we're doing this because daddy said he can't have enriched uranium and they're not listening, so we have to do it. And with like 20%, this is biblical. The Bible like literally says that America has to bless that nation that we only created in the 1940s. Because like I've said, the nation of Israel is not a physical place per the Bible. It was a bloodline and then it turned into a spiritual sense. Technically now would mean like Christians in general, like the church is it. It's where you are. You know, home is where your heart is. It's not a physical effing place, but it became political. So now all of a sudden it's a political place that politicians need God infusing to protect and fight for. Because like I said before, the all powerful can't do anything about his chosen people. We have to do it. Huh? Interesting. Okay. So anyway, it went from that to today. It's well, actually, we're glad we targeted an oppressive regime that's oppressive to women and the LGBTQI plus community. And I just have to laugh at that one because those are the Mughas. The Mugha bots are now saying that we have to target the regime because they're oppressive to women and gays. The conservatives care about them now, just like the conservatives don't care that we're paying for the chosen people to get that special little medical service that we're not allowed over here. In fact, I'm sure you're hearing that story from last year. It was from 2024, but the Republican legislator that had a life-threatening ectopic pregnancy, I always mispronounce that, and in the end, she was able to get the service she needed, but it's because of her party's laws, Republican laws that went into effect that almost cost her life. And with her next breath after being saved, she blames the other party because they should have saved her. That's all of them. That's all of their mentality. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to make a mess. And then someone else needs to take the blame and someone else needs to save me. And none of this is my fault. And that's the team that's in charge of everything right now, just making a hot mess. So yes, was it? Well, we know part of it was bait. Part of it was bait. Part of it, they definitely wanted Iran to be as stupid as we are. They definitely wanted Iran to be like, oh yeah, let's just do a physical thing and take them out in retaliation. And they didn't. They said, you're going to feel it in your wallets. And then they went and focused on the person who they really needed to focus on. And like I said before, they are getting flattened. So they did not take the bait. The regime is now trying to backtrack and pretend that they struck for a different reason, that they had another reason for it. It wasn't the nukes. Now that, you know, did I say this already? The fact that the sites were empty, had been emptied for a while. And it went from complete obliteration to massively damaged to barely any damage at all within 24 hours. It went from they're wiped off to actually nothing was there. No lives were lost. It basically a waste of money, basically a complete waste of money. And it made us look bad. Everyone is aligned against us. We thought we were going to have the UK and France, and even they went, nope, nope. In fact, a whole bunch said, you know what? We're going to help them get nukes if you guys are going to do this, because you guys are just picking on them for no reason. And we're tired of that guy over there picking on everyone when he's the one who has hidden nukes, a whole bunch of them. He brags about them all the time and then cries about anyone else having the same thing when he's got them all. Like, it's the story isn't working again. For those of us who remember the Tower times, you know, it's a replay. This is a reboot. This is a replay. This is a rerun. The Marty McFly clip that's going around. Oh, it's a rerun. Like almost the exact same playbook, almost verbatim, with the same players, the same parties, the same everything. And darling, no one else is stepping in for the people who are like, where's Congress and where's the military? Up to us. Now, don't let the feeds fool you, darling. The people are immediately out in the streets. San Diego, Chicago, all the major cities, okay, are flooded with people specifically about this. This is separate from the No Kings-ish, okay? So people are upset. And while they're not showing it on mainstream right now, they're trying to get you to be afraid of some cell attack that's definitely going to happen because they're stupid enough to do that. Okay, if anything happens, like I said, it'll be the regime. If something happens, it's the regime doing it to try to motivate Americans to get behind them on this, and we don't want it. We don't want it. Only the people who aren't going to be sent want it, and only the people who plan on claiming bone spurs are like, yeah, let's do it. Send Dems, send the libs. Like, yeah, you want us to go. Let's think about that. First of all, this is your thing. This was your daddy. Clap, clap, clap. You should be going. You couldn't wait to get your boom booms. You can wait. You're going to be on the winning side. Go ahead. All that shit. Oh, you only meant against other Americans? You meant against like children and unarmed minorities? That's the thing that you were bravely ready to go. Aren't you a big boy? Aren't you a badass? Aren't you a Christian alpha? Now that it's a real threat with armed people, they are also waiting to claim bone spurs. And threatening libs. Darling, if we go over there, you are cooked, because we will go help them. I don't know what makes you think we're going to go over there and fight for y'all. I also want to know how these people went from America First to America First now means Izzy lives are worth more than yours. Izzy forever, support them forever. And also it now means MIGA, make Iran great again, because we need to topple their regime. We need to deliver some democracy. And you know what that means, right? Those minerals. Right, that's right. They have minerals. They've already been very independent, but this new mineral deposit, I don't know a lot about it, but apparently it's a very big deal, worth a lot. So you know what that means for America. Eagle screech. Here we come in to deliver some democracy and freedom. And suddenly we care about women's rights in Iran and gay people. And suddenly we need to go over there and It's not funny. It's not funny. It's just wild. So minimal damage. Yes, in part it was a bait, but okay. So Stinky, I swear, he didn't know. He didn't know that part. He really thought that it was like this grand special idea and we love God and all that. So he wasn't in on that part, which is interesting. And yes, I do see the potential posturing of Pantaloons. I see it. I see them slowly kind of lining up behind him a little bit, because next to Super Crazy, he's starting to sound slightly more reasonable, but he's still bad, and he's not popular. Okay, he's just seeming better than the other guy, but he doesn't have the clout. I know they're going to try to put the cult behind him, but the cult isn't fully going to get behind him. They just don't want to be involved with this thing anymore. So we'll see how this goes. But here's the other thing that's interesting too is, haven't the chosen people been scared of the hummus for all this time? Haven't they been like recording from beaches, talking about how horrible it is? How is it that for the first time it's this week that they're in bunkers and crying and pleading for help? I thought they've been in danger and scared this whole time. This is the first time they seem to, we're getting this kind of response. I thought it was like this whole time. I'm just saying, poor Cyprus, poor Cyprus has to deal with them now. Oh, jeez, man. Okay, that's it. That's it for long day. No more talking for me.